So we have Melanie Ware, and Melanie is self-taught in her abilities and crystallizes her gifts through conscious relationship with her higher self. As an old and new school way of learning through the remembering what you know, and from a young age, inherently following her excitement, cultivating her truth through wisdom that is contained within her extensive experiential learning and highlighted by the foundations of her natural abilities as a hybridized human. Melody utilizes her visionary self via conscious astral projection to explore craft different galactic races, elemental beings, Sasquatch beings, Mu, Atlantean, and relevant timelines, meeting and being mentored by future aspects of herself, cultivating her conscious relationship with her hybrid children, and living in a multi-dimensional being on a voyage of self-discovery. The last 13 years, Melanie has been consciously channeling via her higher self for clients and entering a deep shamanic channeling state where painting and birthing her creations include medicine drums and published works as an artist and an author. A vocal channel for her future counterpart, Anna, of the YahYel, a Yeti, a Sasquatch counterpart, where she is relevant, and a Sequoia counterpart from 700-year upline. Wow. Melanie, come on up and share your story with us. I'm so excited that you're here with us today.
Thank you so much, Sheila. It is my absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. You can hear me loud and clear?
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you. I would like firstly to thank each and every one of you for choosing to actually be here and join us today for yourself. You are showing up for yourself here with us today. And by choosing to participate in this summit, in this conference, you are choosing to help prepare, to co-create, and also to participate in creating a 6 hybrid race, which we call the Ananika. So I thank you very much for choosing to be part of creating the 6 hybrid race here on Earth. Today, I speak on behalf of the Hybrid Collective when I actually say that we are very excited to be in this level of co-creation with you. I, Melanie, am guiding you today through a conscious astral projection to experience open contact. And I have felt such an enormous amount of energy sitting here, listening to Geraldine and waiting for my turn, because I have quite a number of beings that are excited to be in open contact with you. So before we begin the conscious astral projection, so I will be guiding you through an immersion, and we will get into it quite quickly because I'm very mindful of time. I would like to speak with you with regards to some of the framework around astral projecting, and also for you to actually understand some of the language that I'll be using. So some of the things that I'm actually going to be asking you to focus on, most importantly, is to relax, to focus on the breath and deep breathing, as deep a breath as possible, but I will be guiding you through that. I utilize the infinity symbol when I am entering into a conscious astral projection. Now you can see that infinity symbol is going back and forth like this, or you can see it as going up and down. That is completely up to you. Now, what I use is, which is the most powerful ways of increasing our frequency when entering a conscious astral projection, is the crystalline tetrahedron, or you may also see that as a crystalline Merkaba. Now, when I am guiding you through the immersion, I'll actually assist you in bringing that crystalline tetrahedron down around your body. For those that may not know crystalline tetrahedron or a Merkaba, I would say to start with visualizing it as a pyramid, and you can see it being crystalline in whatever crystal or color that actually resonates for you. For me, I enjoy clear quartz. I see lots of rainbow fractals coming from that, but I actually see the crystalline tetrahedron and or Merkaba coming right down around my body. It sits very snugly around the body, as it is an extension of you. It is there to actually increase your frequency whilst you are entering an astral projection state. It amplifies your energy, and it is, in a way, even more so when you use it regularly. It becomes your ship, a transportation device, in a way, a mechanism for you to actually raise your frequency with ease and actually travel through to higher realms. So to see it actually come down around the body with the apex of that pyramid or that Merkaba actually sitting at the top of your head, and remembering that that crystalline tetrahedron will respond to you and amplify your frequency. I will also be guiding you through a process in accessing or utilizing your yin eye, which is just, by doing so, we just roll back the eyes a little and we actually access more of our visionary self. When we enter an astral projection, we are utilizing primarily our visionary self. So by rolling back the eyes and focusing on the inner eye, that will assist you in activating more of your visionary self. I'm going to ask you through the process to pay attention to how you're feeling, because how you feel matters. When you're in the realm that I'm taking you on pay attention to how you're feeling, the temperature. Is it cold? Is it warm? And the process that I'll be guiding you through, I'm starting at the roots. I'll be giving you the fundamentals of the astral projection, and therefore it'll be very gentle, very nurturing, a very calm, joyful environment. But pay attention to how you feel, because how you feel matters. How you feel in response to any being that you're connecting with matters. So pay attention to that. And also, through this process, any being that you come into contact with will communicate with you through telepathy or empathic ways. What I actually suggest is that you can speak, you don't have to use telepathy, but I find that mostly when I'm guiding clients through, they just naturally go into a telepathic state without thinking too much about it. So remember that you're actually listening, not with your ears, but you're listening with the heart through the process. To utilize your imagination here and have a lot of fun. Your imagination is a gateway for you to experience so much more of the other realms. So be playful within your imagination. Don't feel as if I'm imagining this, because the imagination is that gateway. It is that bridge that opens you up to experience so much more of yourself. I like to share that in a physical sense, and I'm going to speak about the structure of existence here and actually focusing on the mechanics, that an astral projection isn't actually technically an out-of-body experience. We are actually projecting our consciousness into this level of reality right now as we speak. And in an astral projection, you're actually projecting your projection. So what you're actually doing is shifting this projection to this level of reality, to a higher, denser reality. So you're actually shifting your projection. Although I just want to say I do understand why it is described as being an out-of-body experience, but I feel that it's important that people understand that it's not mechanically an out-of-body experience, because people can feel uncomfortable about the fact that I'm leaving my body. So at no time are you leaving your body. And we have some definitions around what leaving our body or an out-of-body experience would be like in relation to trauma. Because if you think about when we go into fight or flight mode or fear, we go out of our body, and that feels very uncomfortable, where an astral projection actually feels quite the opposite of that. You actually feel very much at home, because you're actually projecting in to receive more of your greater self. So even throughout the experience, you may feel as if you're seeing another version of yourself. You will experience, whether you're aware of it or not, time will tell. A dual consciousness, where you'll be very aware of this version of yourself that may be sitting here on this chair, having the experience, whilst you also then become aware and shift more of your projection to a greater version of yourself. So there will be a level of dual consciousness that is there. It may not feel during the process that I'm guiding you through that you're in a very deep state until I actually bring you back. When I bring you back, it is when you'll actually realize and open your eyes as to just how deep the state was for you. And especially in the early stages of learning to experience astral projection, you may not even realize how deep you are until you come back. It's very important to stay heart-centered. I'll keep you guided through that within the immersion. So if you find yourself at any time like you're sort of slipping, or you're starting to experience something you don't prefer, come back to your heart center. Even if you need to place your hand here, but I will keep you there throughout the immersion, but I'm just reminding you to come back to your heart center. When I am running an open contact circle, and it's something that I have more time with, I have a couple of hours where I don't have that much time today, I actually guide people to get clear about their intentions and any beliefs they may have around entering the state before we do it. But we don't have that time today, and trust me, this will still be a very profound experience for you. The astral projection I see as purely being in co-creation, in unison the entire time with yourself and your higher self, remembering that the higher self is always sitting in the seat, so to speak, that's assisting you in choosing the next frame. And whether that be the frame of this reality that you're in, or the frame that you're actually choosing to be in through the astral projection. So any beings that you come into communication with contact with, are coming via the gateway of the higher self. And any beings that you come into contact with and communicate with, firstly, most important, firstly, I would go as far to say for the first dozen or two times that you have this experience, are aspects and versions of you. They will always be that. So you'll be coming into contact and looking in the reflective mirror with beings that can only show you more of yourself. So given that I am mindful of time, and I would really wish for you to have a very deep immersive experience, I'm going to get started, and I'm very excited to guide you straight into an astral immersion. What I'm asking from you is that you get yourself nice and comfortable wherever you may be sitting or lying, and begin to close your eyes. I'm just going to have a mouthful of water. So just to get nice and comfortable wherever you are sitting or lying, to close your eyes. And for me, although you may not be able to see this now, your eyes are closed, I like to put the palms of my hand together. You've seen many channels do this, where our fingertips are together in the lap. That grounds and the circuitry of energy, the higher frequencies that'll actually be moving through you. So fingertips together within your lap, although it's not necessary. What's most important is that you get comfortable. Closing the eyes. Just knowing in this now that there is nowhere else that you are needing to be. Nothing else that needs your focus or your attention. You are simply able to be present in this now with you. Begin to bring your awareness down to your breath. And taking a nice deep breath into the belly. And pausing. And on the exhale, feel the softness. Another deep breath into the belly. Expanding. Pausing and feeling the stillness. And on the exhale, we soften. A deep breath into the heart space. Pause and feel the stillness. Exhale and we soften. Breathing in blue light into the heart space. Pause and feeling the blue light glow. And exhale and soften. Breathing in the blue light into the heart space. Feeling that light begin to expand out through the heart, through to the shoulders. Exhale, we soften. Breathing in white light into the heart space. Feeling that light expanding down through the chest to the abdomen, flowing down through the legs into your feet. And on the exhale, we soften. Breathing in the white light into the center of your being. Feeling it igniting the cells within your body, responding, igniting. And on the exhale, we soften. On the next breath into the heart space, we visualize our crystalline tetrahedron coming down, perfectly fitting around your body. It is your vehicle of light, your ship, and you feel the top of that crystalline tetrahedron finishing just above the crown of your head. Breathing in light into the heart space. And watching, visualizing that crystalline tetrahedron respond to your every breath. Glowing colors, rainbow fractals of light. Breathing in light into the heart space. And begin to see an infinity symbol that appears within the center of your heart. Breathing in to that infinity symbol. And as you do, you begin to see it spin and vibrate. And gently begin to ascend up through the body. Breathing light into the infinity symbol. And seeing that infinity symbol gradually ascending up through the body to the third eye. As if it is resting perfectly over the third eye. Breathing in light into that infinity symbol in the third eye. And accessing the yin eye by rolling the eyes up so gently. They may flicker, they may move. As you're seeing that infinity symbol spin and vibrate. Breathing in light into the third eye. And seeing that infinity symbol continuing to ascend up through the crown and beyond. As you notice your crystalline tetrahedron that you are perfectly sitting in, begin to glow brighter and brighter, responding to you, raising your frequency, feeling relaxed in this now, at home in your body, activated, full of light. Breathing in light into the third eye. Rolling back the eyes, and as you do so, you begin to see your crystalline tetrahedron with you sitting in it, raising up ever so gently, as if you are gently floating, as if you were floating through a horizon where day becomes night. You may see colors of the horizon changing, focusing on your crystalline tetrahedron. It is your ship that knows perfectly always where to go. Taking a deep breath in to the third eye. And begin to visualize now the top of a beautiful, dense forest. It is if you are remote viewing the forest from above, and you, as you look down into the forest, you can see a large body of water that meets the trees. And you can see a large, flat rock face that meets the edge of the water. You can see the tops of these beautiful trees, redwoods, giant sequoias, pine trees, cedars, whatever trees that present to you within this forest. And as you begin to focus more, you can see that your crystalline tetrahedron is now placed perfectly on the rock ledge within the forest. You begin to see yourself sitting so comfortably, feeling at home within your tetrahedron, within the forest. You begin to bring your awareness now down within the forest, down to the rock ledge, down to your body, your astral body that is sitting within your crystalline tetrahedron. When you are ready, you can hop out of the crystalline tetrahedron stand up on the rock ledge and take a few simple steps down onto the forest floor. As you are standing on this forest floor, bend over and use your hands to grab some soil and grab that earth soil and bring it up to your nose. Smell the soil. Does it smell of pine, cedar? Does it smell moist? Look down at your feet. Are you wearing shoes or are you barefoot? Bring your awareness gently up the body, up through the legs, looking at your hands in front of you, up through the body. Notice what you may be wearing as you are beginning to acclimatize to your astral body, to your astral version of self. You may see yourself even more refined than your physical self. You look up at the sky and you notice that it is night. You see the brightness and how clear the stars are above you. You look around and you see the giant, majestic trees, the forest, and feel it welcoming you. These trees are crystalline antennas that are here to support you within this earthly version of an astral realm, to have a profound experience. So take a few moments to take in the trees, staying where you are. Notice to your right the large body of natural water. And when you're ready, you're going to follow the path straight ahead, and it is lit by flowers that appear to be glowing at night. You look down and you can see these flowers responding to your energy as they open up and glow, and you follow the path that they are creating through the forest. Following the path, noticing the flowers, the ferns, any fireflies that may be dancing around you. And you come to a large circle that is a clearing within the forest. This space may even feel familiar to you. You enter the circle and there is a small fire burning within the center of the circle, lit for you by my Sasquatch counterpart. You smell the smoke of the fire and again feel very much at home within this space. Taking moments to feel yourself within this large circular clearing within the center of the forest that does meet the edge of a body of water with the fire burning brightly, smelling of herbs and wood coming from the fire. And you begin to draw your attention beyond the circle to the water's edge, staying within the circle, and notice lights appearing within the sky. Lights that appear different to stars. They are moving and coming closer to you. And you are now realizing and feeling the emotion within your heart that this is a ship that is approaching you. Pay attention as the ship draws closer, what shape you see. If it is triangular in nature, if it's the shape of a V, if it is round, shaped like a pod, there are no rights or wrongs. But you see this ship so gently now begin to land on the water's edge. You feel the emotion coming from your heart space of excitement, of joy, of feeling ready to have open contact in this way, to meet the versions of you that have traveled, to come into contact with you. You begin to see a bridge that comes from the ship as a door opens and connects with the forest. In front of you, a large vortex of energy begins to appear that grows into a large circle of light in front of you. The circle of light that is transparent, that you can see through and see the ship on the other side, the bridge. And you may begin to hear now a drum beat, a song. Hey, 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 You feel these moments as a ceremony, as a very thought out, loving co-creation for you to meet these beings. You hear the sound of a drum, or is that the sound of your heart that is beating with excitement? As these beings begin to cross the bridge and stand before the circle of light, they, in their whole heart, share pure excitement and unconditional love to be in contact with you in this way. When you are ready, you may approach the circle of light, this vortex, and welcome the beings through. It is your free will. It is your choice. Being centered within your heart space in this now, this astral version of you, to make contact. And as these beings begin to step through this vortex of energy, how they present to you will be a reflection of what is relevant for you and what you are needing. There are hybrid children accompanied by many hybrid adults, excited to see you. The hybrid adults will be counterparts, and they are all accompanied by Anna or Anu, who is my YahYel counterpart, here in service for you. As they step through this vortex of light, there are endless ways in which you can greet them. Listening with your heart, feeling with your heart as to how these beings feel to you. Noticing colors. They may wish to greet you with their palms to your palm. They may wish to greet you with their hand to your heart and your hand to their heart. You may wish to embrace them and feel yourself being held in a sphere of light. Take some time now to be with these beings or hybrid children. Feel their frequency. Listening with the heart to any messages they have for you. Any names, symbols. They come to greet you and do so in a way where they best know how you will respond. Their frequency is warm, inviting. They have their very large eyes, the smaller framed bodies. Deeply and intuitive and aware of how you are feeling in this now, and doing whatever they can to help you feel at ease, meeting more of you. You are looking into the reflective mirror of more of self, future versions of you, hybrid children that are beyond excited for you to be conscious of them and communicate with them in this way. You may be sitting with them by the fire, down by the water's edge, or simply taking in their presence. It is up to you how you choose to welcome more of you. There is an invitation, if you choose to accept, whether it be a child or an adult counterpart, for you to look them within the eye, place your forehead against theirs, and embrace. And within the embrace, feeling that sphere of pure light come down around both of you. And a merging of two beings, where you feel your astral body begin to merge with their astral self. There may be a spiraling up of light as a celebration of this union. As you're merging with them energetically, you are feeling what it feels like to be in their body, experiencing you as a human, an astral version of your human self. You are experiencing what it feels like to feel the fear that they may feel from you, the uncertainty. And it puts your mind and your heart at ease, knowing that there is nothing to be fearful of. And you are feeling them feel more joy from you, more acceptance, more unconditional love, as you are feeling more and more yourself. The beings that you are in communication with will have a gift for you, something specific for you to give you. They may place it within your hand. It may be an energetic imprint, a vision, a color, a symbol, something to remind you of how you can always be in contact with them. There may be a spirit of an animal that's also joining them. You feel their absolute sincerity and authenticity to want to cultivate a more conscious relationship with you, where they can be your guide, your mentor, a best friend, a wise sage, teaching you of their ways. You may be noticing now, as you have acclimatized to more of their frequency, more of the color of clothing they're wearing, the color of their hair, the color of their eyes. Any details become clearer for you now as you're adjusting to their frequency. You begin now to know that this is your time to say farewell to them, to thank them for this co-creative experience, but knowing that it is never farewell, it is never a goodbye, that this within your heart of hearts has activated a furthering of communication and contact with these versions of you. Feel the heart resonance. The heart as if it is expanding like a large lotus flower. You may walk with these beings over to this vortex of light and say your farewells or good nows. As you are taking moments to truly take in this immersive experience. These beings, the children, begin to make their way back through the vortex of energy. Leaving you with an imprint of their heart as they cross the bridge back aboard the ship. And you are able to watch the ship light up, and it lifts off gently, intentionally, so that you can notice more details of the ship, gently lifting off up into the sky. You bring yourself back by the fire, taking in the forest that is around you. As you begin to make your way back down the forest path, following the trail of flowers, a few more steps until you can see your crystalline tetrahedron that is placed there on the rock ledge, awaiting your return. Before you proceed in to your crystalline tetrahedron, you may wish to go down to the water's edge and feel the water, to touch one of the large trees around you. And take in, absorb, allow this world that you have visited and this now to imprint you as a place that you can return to, that will welcome you whenever your heart so desires. You make your way back within your crystalline tetrahedron, sitting within the base, feeling the tetrahedron respond and light up to your frequency. And you begin to now make your way back to this version of you that is sitting within this room, within your physical reality, within your home. You begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, keeping your eyes closed for now. Seeing your crystalline tetrahedron begin to fade. And noticing your physical body, wiggling the fingers and toes, feeling the legs, crossing your hands over like you're giving yourself a hug and rubbing your arms. Clap your hands together to bring you back. What I suggest after this, after you're finished at this summit, is for you to write down any of the experiences that you had in order to assist you in crystallizing and therefore remembering the experiences or any of the symbology that is there within the astral, because the astral can be highly symbolic, but it can also be very literal. That this form of astral projection that I've shared with you today is you have actually visited an astral version of Gaia's preferred frequency. And it is a place that for a very first astral projection that I like to guide clients, because it's very warm, it's very welcoming. You've got the forest environment, you've got the water, before we go straight on board ships, because that would just be too much of an adjustment frequency wise. So if you wish to have this level of open contact I suggest that it is something that you practice and that you play with. I have done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds years worth willingly, because I love it, because it's my excitement of joy of astral projecting. You may have noticed that I don't use the form of astral projection where we actually see ourselves sort of flying up into the Earth's atmosphere or anything like that. I prefer to use a crystalline tetrahedron. It is what was shown to me from my higher self. And therefore it also becomes more of a teleportation in a way, where you are in this reality and then you begin to shift your projection into the higher density preferred reality. And we don't need any of that middle ground, so to speak. So I do suggest for you to become, if you're wishing to have clearer communication with your counterparts, and not just hybrid, any galactic family member of yours, the astral projection is a way that we can meet these beings halfway. And we've heard many profound channels actually speak about the importance of us needing to meet them halfway vibrationally. And an astral projection, the astral realm, is a perfect place for you to do that. By you practicing is going to fire more of those neural pathways, where it will become more of your natural self to live in this way, where you are in open communication with these beings. You'll learn to adjust to the subtleties of the astral realm, as well as more so the subtleties of how they're also always in communication with you within the physical. You're going to strengthen the muscles that are already there, for your innate self knows how to astral project. It is just through this type of practice that opens an infinite amount of doorways within the astral world. So I do strongly suggest that you writing down your experiences and playing with it. I would suggest at least 10 to 15 minutes as often as you can. And if you're doing that 4 or 5 days a week, I can assure you that within a few weeks' time, even within a couple of months' time, you'll become very efficient at communicating with and having open contact with your galactic family. So I hope that this has been of assistance to you, and that this has been of service, and that you've enjoyed this process.
That was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Very visceral.
Yes, yes.
I enjoyed that quite a bit. I was surprised when I came in contact with the ship. At first, I thought it looked like a donut. And then, of course, and it's like, oh, no, there was a light in the center of it. But,
yeah. Very interesting. I know that the circular ships, more so from my experiences, appear to be Palladian. But in saying that, that's not set in stone. That's yeah, there's a lot of variables around that.
Awesome. Well, that was amazing. And I was wondering also, in the little bit of time that we have left, do you have any messages from Anna or Anu for the collective group that we are here today?
I feel that what is most important that she is wishing to share is that the importance, as I have already mentioned, of you having time for yourself, to open yourself up to open contact if that's something that your heart truly desires. 10 to 15 minutes a day. If you can't commit to that, start at 5 minutes and allow it to grow. And start with stillness and silence. Make your intentions very clear about who you're wishing to make contact with. If you don't know, allow the higher self to show you what is relevant and needed for you. If you do know, if you do have a feeling of a race and that it's the Palladians, it's the YahYel, it's the Arcturians, get specific. The specificity is needed because it is your experience and your co-creation. And if you can commit to yourself for at least 4 to 5 days a week, preferably 6 or 7, you will open yourself up to experience more of yourself, but most importantly, to live as a multidimensional being, because essentially us having open contact with these beings is what it's all about. It's the evolution of our consciousness. They live in very different ways to we do. They can live and communicate with many different versions of themselves simultaneously. And we are in a process at the moment of actually learning how to do so. So we know we wish to have open contact with them. We can have the intentions, but rather than waiting for the dream to happen, waiting for the sign, waiting for the synchronicity, which those types of things are fun and needed, we are at a point within our consciousness where we are realizing we have the ability to actually go to them and meet them halfway and have the contact. Actually understand how to develop your telepathic abilities, to have communication with them. But it does require some form of ritual, at least 4 or 5 days a week, for you to really strengthen those muscles and activate those new neural pathways. And of course, it starts with self. Any type of open contact starts with self and knowing self.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. And can you go ahead and share with people about your, is the book still up and coming? Has it been published? I know you've got an oracle. I've got a copy of your oracle deck, which I love.
I've got, I'm in the process of it's a very big process of creating an open contact deck with an ambassador from each of the races. And not only races, that also includes sacred sites, elemental beings, Sasquatch, Gaia herself, all that is, different crafts. So that is something that I'm in a process of co-creating with 2 other amazing beings. My memoir isn't out yet, but it's coming, and that's really references my life as living as a hybridized human. And I also have another book that is just about to come out, where I have written each one of my astral experiences over years. And I was just writing them because after I have the experience, I write it to assist me with the process of integration. It helps me sort of crystallize what's happened within that space. So I would just write them and write them and write them. And it was only fairly recently that I realized that the writing was significant because they needed to be part of a book. So now I've painted images to go with the astral experiences, and I'm putting it together to be more so, rather than just a book, but also like a journal, so that people can also read the experiences, have imagery and artwork there, and then also pages for them to be guided through their own astral experiences and to journal as well, because the journaling part is very important. It does help you process. So thank you for asking.
Yes, yes. And can you talk a little bit about the current oracle deck that you have?
Oh, yeah, the Native Heart Healing Oracle. Yes. And you think I'd be really great at marketing myself and having it. I've got the cards here, but not the box itself. But yeah, the Native Heart Healing Oracle is the current oracle that I have, that's published by Blue Angel Publishing. It's available worldwide in 5 different languages, and available at all good bookstores and crystal shops, as well as online.
Awesome.
So
and
thank you so much.
Services too, because I have partaken in those services as well.
Thank you, Sheila. Yes, I do. I offer the vocal channeling sessions, which are changing a lot at the moment. I've got hybrid children coming through in the vocal channeling. I've got Sasquatch. I've got. I recently had experience where I had an aspect of Isis come through, because I've been working with her, sitting in the dark with her for 30 days. So there's that. I guide people through their own one-on-one astral immersions, and every month on around a full moon, and you can find these details on my website, I hold what I call as an open contact circle. So it is very different to the open contact circles, where we go deeper again than the astral immersion, and so that we can actually develop more and more of open contact. So it is different to a CE5 type of experience. It's very interactive, very visceral.
Awesome. If you want to go ahead and share, or even put your website in the chat for everyone.
I will do that. Thank you so much. I will do that. And I wanted to thank yourself and Alan and Neil and Joan and everybody that's been involved in creating this event. Thank you very much. I actually felt very real emotion when I was going through that process of what my counterpart was feeling at the open contact. So thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, thank you so much. I want to check and see if anyone has any questions for you. Lots of heartfelt thanks. Bobby said that she sobbed through her contact. Oh,
That's lovely. It is a very emotional
everyone
experience.
absolutely loved it.